Just picked up this 96 Honda XR100 and it's a little bit dirty, but surprisingly clean for its age. I think it could be after cleaning it up. It does not start. It feels like it has some compression. The seller put different carb on it. I'm not sure if it's a genuine Mikuni carb. Here we got the original one, so I may end up trying to clean this and put it back on because I pulled the gas cap off and there's gas in it, but it smells very old, like paint varnish. The throttle is sticking. Doesn't even feel like it's opening properly, so that might be part of the problem why it won't start. And when you turn on the petcock, starts leaking, so I need to fix that. It's got a new air filter, although it doesn't look like it's been oiled. Overall, this doesn't look too bad for an XR100. Front tire is flat, needs a new number plate. See if we can get it running first, and then we'll tend to the other miscellaneous stuff. Forgot to mention that the spark plug cap, it doesn't pop on like a typical cap should. It just slides on and it's kind of loose there. So I'm wondering if it's not getting spark. So let's pull this spark plug off. That wasn't very tight. And see if it's getting spark. Plug is pretty black, so it's definitely rich, or at least it was. Might be hard to see on the video, but I can see it getting spark there. So let's move on to the carb. Loosen this carb clamp up, these 10mm nuts. Just make sure there's fuel getting in the float bowl. I'm gonna undo this. Ooh, looks like there's some crud in there. It's not draining out very well. I just turned the petcock on and it's still not draining properly. It should be flowing out of there. So we got a fueling problem. Oh, there's another chunk of gunk. See? Now it's starting to flow out. So it might just be a dirty carb. Pull this carb cap off, just twist it off. Take the throttle slide out. Oh, see if that throttle slide, oh boy. I'm twisting the throttle grip and this throttle slide in there is not moving, so it is stuck. I don't have anything specific to unseize the throttle slide, so I'm just gonna try spraying some WD-40 in there. I'm gonna try carefully prying this throttle slide up. Oh, broke loose, nice. That was pretty easy. Yeah, I'm sure it's just gummed up from old gas. So I ended up taking these bolts off because that's easier to slide it off from the cylinder head. Alright, this looks like a different style carb because the choke chokes it inside there. There's no choke plate right here on the end. You can see like the original carb here where this is the aftermarket one. We got the choke opens up there where this one does not. I think I'm going to try cleaning this original carb and see if we can get it to run with this. Alright, here we got the stock XR100 carb. We're going to take it apart. Start with the float bowl. While the carb's cleaning, I'm going to deal with this petcock because it's leaking. First, we're going to see if fuel is even coming out of here. Okay, yeah, so we got fuel coming out. So that's good. I know it's bad gas in here and this needs to be replaced or rebuilt, so let's pull this off. Now we'll pull this petcock off. Woo! Fortunately, I hope the guy had a rebuild kit for this fuel petcock. Hopefully it works. Get this lined up here. Oh, and that is not gonna work. Shoot. Hello there.
Dude, that thing's older than dirt.
Yeah, well, an old bike is better than no bike. The throttle is opening, but the cable is sticking really bad still, so I'm gonna have to clean or replace something. See if this works now. There we go. Nice. Good flow. Turn the fuel on. I'm going to try and drain it from here. Just make sure that the fuel is getting to the carb. Should be draining out right here. Well, it's not working, so fuel's not getting to the carb, so I'm going to make sure it's primed. It doesn't seem like fuel is getting to the carb, but I'm just going to try kicking it over anyway. Okay, it doesn't seem like fuel is getting to the carb, so we got to figure out why that is. So pulling this part again, I was a little confused before, and looking at it again, I'm pretty sure this is upside down. The reason I left it, because it was already like that, and it still fit, but there's no way enough fuel is going to fill up in there to reach the jets. So we're going to pull this off and flip it around and see if we can get fuel running in there again. Alright, this seems to be fitting better now. You want to make sure the float surface here is parallel to the carb body when the needle and seat are just starting to compress. And then I can put this back on. So we got the front of the carb this way, the rear this way, and this little slot in here goes towards the back. And you can see that there's a little raised line here. Well, this notch goes in there like that. Now, this overflow is going to go where that is, and that's how you know it fits together properly. Now you can put these screws back on. I'm going to try and fill this carb up with fuel again. There we go. That's what we want. Now we can button it back up. Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get it started. Second kick. All right.
Daddy?
Yeah.
Daddy?
Getting this bike going was just the first step in getting it to run right. In part 2, I'm going to go more in depth on how I troubleshoot and tune the carburetor of this XR100. But I also have a complete carb tuning video course where I take you step by step to troubleshoot, diagnose, adjust, and tune your carburetor using my simple sounds and symptoms tuning method. I also have a full carb rebuild course, or if you just want to get started for free, I have a air and fuel screw tuning guide that you can do in just a few minutes. The links to those are in the description below. I'm Kelly Figure from MXHideout. Ride safe. Have fun.